Happy Thursday. Thanks for clicking to WYTV.com. I'm meteorologist Ryan Halicki. We have an active period setting up for the next about 2 days as we get this pattern to shift going more toward cooler fall-like weather. In the near term, we're going to sit in this warm sector for our Friday. Warm and humid weather in place. We have to wait for this area of low pressure here on the tail end of that cold front to make its way through Friday night before we start to see our temperature drop. So it turned humid during our Thursday. Plan for a humid Friday. Dew points mid to upper 60s, feeling quite sticky out there, and that will include during those high school football games. It's a very warm end to the week. It's Friday night when we'll start to see those temperatures dropping. But while things are warm, while things are humid, we have thunderstorms in the forecast, and this is the severe outlook going through our Friday. The chance there for a few of those storms to be a little strong. You notice the yellow color just nosing into the western portion of the viewing area. As I always say, storms don't know to stay within the lines, and that is the level 2 of 5 for scattered strong storms. The primary threat we're looking for, storms capable of producing those strong gusty winds. However, an isolated rotating storm is not out of the question as we see these thunderstorms firing up during our Friday. So let's walk through how this plays out for us. This evening, things are pretty quiet. Notice at 11 o'clock, it's only around 70 degrees. This is quite warm for mid-October, and we're only dropping to about mid-60s to start your Friday. Now, a stray overnight shower is possible, but the better risk for rain and storms comes into tomorrow morning. You see that cluster showing around 6 a.m. I do expect a round of some wet weather, both rain and thunderstorms, as we go through the morning hours. Your morning commute could be a little wet, and any of these storms here have the potential for a little gusty wind. It is a lower threat in the morning. Notice the temperatures. They're not very warm yet, and so we're not going to have as much energy for those storms to feed off of. However, the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere are going to try and help that along. So we'll keep an eye on the morning round of storms here. As we get into the afternoon, a little bit of a break possible, and what I'll be watching for then is how much sun we can get through these clouds. As we go into the early afternoon and things start heating up, if we get a window of enough sunshine there, good shot at touching that 80-degree mark for temperatures. Again, I'm going with upper 70s, but I would not be at all surprised to see 80 on the map during our Friday afternoon. And of course, as we warm up, that's fuel for additional storms that I expect to pop up. Now, they'll be a little more isolated in the afternoon, but any of those could be strong too. And this is the window where we're watching for both gusty wind or an isolated rotating storm. Into the evening, we start to see that cold front approaching. Now, this is stopped at 7:30. High school football Friday, games taking place right around 7. That rain threat will be coming up again through the game. So fingers crossed we can hold this off until the end of those games to get those underway. But there is an elevated threat for both rain and thunderstorms, meaning lightning in the vicinity, that could slow things down or delay those games. But bring the umbrellas, bring the ponchos with you. As we get to 11 o'clock, you see that round of wet weather coming through. Well, embedded within this could still be a storm or two that could have a little bit of gusty wind. As we go into Friday night, that cold front starts moving through. Our thunderstorm threat comes down. We'll still have showers, and here we go, 5 a.m. That's when we're looking for that shift in the winds taking place. Once we get those winds coming out of the west-northwest, we'll start seeing that cooler air pouring in, and throughout your Saturday morning, I expect rounds of rain that become more isolated in the afternoon. The clouds will try to thin out for a bit as we get closer to sunset, which may allow temperatures to rebound back to around 60, but overall a much cooler day Saturday. Saturday night will feel much different as that colder air pours in. We're talking lows in the 40s and watching for some lake effect rain showers around as we go through the night. But this does look like a bit of a soaking rain heading through the next 48 hours. By Sunday morning, we're looking at likely rainfall totals of about 3/4 to around an inch possible, and under those thunderstorms with the abundant moisture that's back in place, locally higher amounts are possible as we have this coming through. So downpours are on our hassle factors list, as well as rain, humid conditions, quite a humid Friday, and watching for some gusty storms. Overnight, most of it will be pretty quiet, just an isolated shower or a stray storm possible with 64 degrees. That threat for rain will be coming up in the morning as I expect a round of thunderstorms developing, working through the area, and capable of a little bit of gusty wind there. The afternoon, additional rounds of rain and storms, especially into Friday evening when the bulk of that wet weather moves in. We'll be working through the valley, and again, the risk there all day long for a few storms to be a little on the spicy side for us. High school football outlook, umbrellas and ponchos. It will be warm and humid, but that risk for rain and thunderstorms will be climbing as we get into the latter part of our Friday evening. Showers likely Friday night and and continuing into Saturday through at least the morning. They start to taper those showers a bit in the afternoon. It'll be breezy and turning cooler. Sunday, we're watching for some lake effect rain showers, so especially in the northern snow belt, that risk there for seeing both showers or an isolated thunderstorm with quite a bit of instability present, with much cooler air working over what is a rather warm Lake Erie for this time of year. And we're only going to about 58 degrees for our high. We stay cool Monday in the low 60s before we start warming things up a bit into the middle of next week. But you see, we got a lot of sunshine, some more dry days as we kick off the next work week.